Hello everybody, it's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. I hope everybody is having a good weekend. I'm taking a break in the middle of today. I'm going to go meet a couple of friends, but on my way there, I just wanted to stop by and talk to you real briefly. You always hear me say that if you don't have at least two independent streams of income that you use to hedge your primary stream of income, that you are putting yourself at risk and you are blowing an opportunity to set yourself up for financial success in the future. There's a story behind that. I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck, or I'm not just trying to promote something I'm trying to sell. I'm talking from experience. While at the height of what I was doing, I wasn't operating from a primary source. I had myself heavily weighted in certain particular areas that were hit hard during the recession. A couple of other moves that were not well thought out, and I found myself in a very bad position. When I decided that, okay, it's time to buckle them up, strap them up, and get back in the game, and it's time to do it again. Because I can't tell you the devastation that comes with seeing what you've worked so hard to build crumble before your eyes. But things happen. What you can't do is get so caught up in what's going wrong that you don't look for the solution and the route and the path of the comeback. So I gave myself a moment to process what had happened and immediately made up in my mind that, hey, it's time to do it over. But I thought about it, man, do I want to go back to this process? And you got to remember, this is some years ago. This isn't anytime, this is, 13, 14 years ago. And so the internet and social media isn't what it is now, but you could look at it and tell that it was growing. You could look at it and tell that this wasn't going to be something that jumped out there and then fell off. That was something different about what's going on, that more and more people were migrating to the internet. More and more people were doing their research for shopping on the internet. More and more people were actually buying stuff on the internet. And so I decided that I was going to rebuild my presence with the internet, because the internet had something that was hard to find in any other way on the scale that it produced, and that is reach. Anybody with an internet connection can see you, except for countries, obviously, that control the content that is streamed up, accessed in their country. But the free world, if that's what you're going to call it, has access. And so I'm saying, okay, so I can go from reaching people in my immediate vicinity and getting referrals from them and maybe working with people in the U.S. to working with people anywhere in the world. And so I made up in my mind that I was going to take my efforts online, and I immediately started. And I didn't start in my passion, which is helping people by way of different disciplines within the scope of human performance and human behavior, like psychology, embodied cognition, transformative vocabulary. What else? Neuro-linguistic programming. I went through so much psycho-cybernetics. I just went through so many different things, training myself to be prepared to be the best I could be in helping people. But that's not where I started. I actually started in another passion of mine that I've always had, and that's writing. And I ghost wrote articles. I ghost wrote books. I wrote sales copy. I wrote product descriptions for websites and companies. Matter of fact, I had clients in both Sydney and the UK, in London, in the UK, where I was writing their entire product inventory descriptions for their online stuff. First choice lighting, which was extensive. Every freaking design and light they had, from lamps to anything you can imagine for lighting, they had it, and I wrote the descriptions. That allowed me to establish myself, get a pace, be able to produce income, be able to grow out, scale out, and on and on. And then I got with constant content and start writing articles for them, and that grew and grew and grew and grew. And I think the last time I thought I wrote something like 6,000 to 7,000 articles for them. And there were probably 10 other platforms like that. But it was just writing as much as I could, because that was going to be the revenue that was going to set up the next move. And so I had to learn everything. No, I didn't have anybody in front of me, so I had to learn SEO. I had to learn, how to build a site. I had to learn so much, and it wasn't as easy as it is now. So the things that I'm teaching you how to do now is nowhere near as difficult when I first had to do it. I've watched everything evolve. I've watched everything fall into place, and I've seen all these new tools develop to help people be successful that wasn't there. I mean, SEO was so important back then, man. You need to understand short tail keywords, singular keywords, long tail keywords, keyword density, keyword reference, keyword stuffing. All this stuff had to be understood in order to make sure you could develop and build organic traffic, which is people who search for what you do and find you because you rank high in Google's search engine. Or back then it was still, you had Bing, and I think even Yahoo was still going at that particular point, before Google just became the juggernaut that it is now. And so all of that, and then I went into content procurement, content creation, and on and I expanded. So when I'm talking to you about building a site, I'm talking to you from, number one, about the importance of me actually knowing why it's important, because I've experienced the other side of it. Number two, me knowing how to do it, because I've done it for years, and being able to, as I say, compress years into days, and I'll show you how to literally take what it took me years to master and actually get you up and running in your first site, in your first business, up and running in 7 days. It's definitely possible. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not, hey, press the button, click the line, and make $1 million. This is about, hey, go build you something, work it, and generate revenue. Take that, start something else, generate it, work it, and create revenue. It's about consistency. It's about a long-term process. But all in all, I want you to take advantage of it. So I just wanted to stop in real briefly and share with you what it's all about. And so inside that description box is a link. Click that link, and what you're going to get, you're going to get back monthly, easily. Probably at some point, relatively quickly, you're going to get what you're going to invest in this back weekly. If you're doing anything and you're working at it at all, you'll get it back weekly. And again, this is business, so you're going to have up times, down times like any other business, but it's yours. You work it, you create it, you monitor the market, and everything from market research, market analysis, how to put together a business plan, all that stuff is going to be in there. So you're going to learn how to do all of this, because this translates not only into what you're doing online, but it translates into basic business development. You need to know how to do market research, determine what market you're entering, how you're entering the market, how much of the market share is available, who's the major players in there. If there's a way to get a piece of that market share that they own, how? Because you're not going to go in face to face, head to head and get it, but you may have a unique approach to doing something that allows you to, say, get a portion of their customers based off of the unique way of you doing something. And all of this stuff is discussed in the course. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that it's in your hands. You should have a minimum of 2, and that should increase. That should increase progressively each and every month, each and every year. You should be adding more of these businesses, automating them, and moving on. creating passive income, and then taking certain ones and saying, okay, this is going to be a part of my stable. But you still got these things out there that are automated that will do a lot of the work and stuff that you don't have, and stuff that you can set up like downloads and stuff where you don't have to monitor. You can leave that stuff up and it just goes. But you'll learn all of that in this online course. But I just wanted to stop and kind of fill you in on what I'm saying and why I'm saying it and why you should take advantage of it. On that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get out of here, get in. You guys have an unbelievable remainder of your day, and we'll talk. All right.